Today I'm leaving Carrs Park in the Space Coast for good. It's been pretty easy here. I've had electric and water site. It was $25 a night, but my job is over and it's time to move on. So I'm going to be going out to do some boondocking. Right now I'm heading to Key West first, so I do got another few days, I think 4 days of hookup sites, because I'm going to Key West. Well, actually right now I'm heading back to Dupree, and then from there I'm going to Key West tomorrow. But after that I'm going to be doing boondocking, free campsites, trying to save money, so it's going to be a little different now. Instead of having hookups and electric and all that, I'm going to have to watch my power and search for water and keep my water filled up and stuff I've done before, but it's been a while. You know, I've been here working for about 7 months now, so, but my job at the Kennedy Space Center is over, so it's time to move on, go out and have some fun for a while. I plan to stay in Florida for the winter and possibly go back to work a little more if something pops up, but for now I'm just going to go have fun. So this ought to be a cool trip. I've been looking forward to going to Key West for a while, so come along and check that out. I'm back at the Dupuy campground, and I'm here for one night, and I'm leaving from here to go to the Everglades tomorrow. I'm going to the Curry Hammock State Park for 2 nights, starting tomorrow. And I think this area, this Dupuy campground, is going to end up being a base camp for me when I get back to explore this area. That's kind of my plan anyways, to come back and stay here for as many nights as I can and just kind of explore around Lake Okeechobee. But this is my site that I got. I'm in a different site than I was the last time. I don't know what number this is. They're numbered somewhere, but I'm still by the restroom. I was right over on the other side of the restroom in that the other video that I did the last time I was here. I'm in 20. There's the number. Yeah, I'm gonna hang out here for the night and head out to the Keys tomorrow. This is Curry Hammock State Park. This is my site right here. I'm at the day use area now. Check out those palm trees over there. I'm going to go over there and get a closer look at those. There's a hole back here with crabs in it. I thought it was 2 of them. He's just going sideways down in there. That's pretty cool. Right by my campsite. This is Aquarium Encounters in Marathon, Florida. They have sharks, snakes, alligators, and different kind of fish you can check out, and displays. You can walk around, and they had a presentation and I learned some facts about the animals there.
Although this habitat is home to some of our apex predators like our sharks, I'd first like to talk about the bottom of the food chain with our phytoplankton. Phytoplankton are a microscopic animal living out in the open ocean. They're responsible for producing over half the world's oxygen. That's even more than the Amazon rainforest. So without all that phytoplankton out in our sea, we might not be here today. They also get that food chain kick-started, providing a meal for all the smaller marine animals out there. Then that food chain is going to lead all the way up to our sharks. The largest shark in this habitat is our nurse shark. He's another benthic or bottom-dwelling species, so you'll most likely find him on the habitat floor. And they're one of the few types of sharks that are able to stop swimming and still continue to breathe. They have a specialized muscle called their buccal muscle that allows them to do so. That muscle is going to pump water and oxygen over their gills, while most other sharks rely on ram ventilation, which means they have to constantly swim. That's how they push that water and new oxygen over their gills. The other larger sharks that you'll find in here are the sandbar sharks. They are the 4 large silver sharks with elongated dorsal and pectoral fins. Unfortunately, they're considered to be vulnerable to extinction. Not only have they been overfished for those long fins in the shark finning industry, they've also been over-harvested for the squalene oil that's found in their livers. That oil was used in a lot of cosmetic products that are still used today. And the last species of shark in here are the black-nosed sharks. They might look like juveniles, but the larger one is just about full grown. On average, the black-nosed shark get up to 4 feet long, and they get their name from the black mark that's found on their noses when they're younger. As they grow older, it's going to slowly fade away until it completely disappears. We do have a couple other larger residents in here, including our southern stingrays. They're another benthic species. The female southern rays will get up to 6 feet wide. The larger one in this habitat is just about that size. So if she does swim right in front of the window, she'll take up almost the entire width of it. The male southern stingrays, on the other hand, only get up to about half that size at 3 feet wide. That's a common theme you'll see with most sharks and stingrays. Females are always larger. That allows them to protect themselves, especially if they're pregnant. The other larger resident in here is our black grouper. He's the biggest fish you'll see with that incredibly large mouth. He can change the color of his skin depending on his environment. So sometimes they're more black, white, or even a checkered pattern. So make sure you keep an eye on him to see what color he is now, and what color he's going to turn next. And then if you turn your attention towards the center of the habitat, you'll see all of our sports fish. The jacks have that fork-like tail, as I mentioned earlier. And here the largest ones are Pergal jacks, the smaller ones are horse-eye jacks, and the permit are the more round ones with black smudges on their sides. Swimming around with them, we have our tarpon. They are the longer fish with those large scales and the upturned mouth. They've been around since dinosaurs, so they're one of the oldest species that we have here. And they have an adaptation in their swim bladder So if you see them both air at the surface, that's called tarpid rolling. They do that in order to provide themselves with a quick burst of speed, whether they need to escape a predator or catch their prey. And then towards the center of the habitat within that rock structure, we have a few more animals. The smallest residents are the butterfly fish. The sergeant majors have black and yellow stripes along their sides. The porkfish have 2 lines on their faces, and the porcupine pufferfish is the silver one with spines covering its body. They're able to gulp either water or air in order to expand their body size, about 3 times the normal amount if they ever feel threatened. They can also move both of their eyes independently from one another, so they can search for their prey while still keeping an eye out on any predators. Swimming around that rocky structure, you'll also see some angelfish and our yellowtail snapper. And then the last animal that you'll find in here are the 2 green moray eels. They do spend most of the day hiding, and sometimes they'll come all the way up to the windows. And although they're known for that green body, that's just a layer of mucus they have, protecting their skin from parasites and infections. Beneath that green mucus, their skin is more bluish or brown in color. Alrighty, that is just about all the food I have for this side. Thank you for joining me this morning. If you do have any questions, please feel free to ask. If you want to stick around for a few more minutes, I'm going to see if our black grouper or either of our eels are hungry. Afterwards, you can check out our next meeting of the day. That's going to be at 12:15. If you head out on our island, we'll be on the observation dock to see if any wild animals are hungry in the bottom cut. Again, thank you guys for joining. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at Aquarium Encounters.
I'm here at the beginning of the 7 Mile Bridge in the Florida Keys. I'm gonna walk down here a little ways, check out the views and stuff. This water looks pretty awesome though. Check this out. Oh yeah, they want to check this out. Big lizard over here, and I'm going to try to get a picture of him without scaring him. Check that out, you can't even see the end of it. There's a bike path on one side and the highways on the other. I'm going down here to the water now to get a better view, the side view of the bridge. Bottom of the 7 Mile Bridge. I'm gonna go back up these stairs right here and walk down a little bit, see what I can see. I have 2 miles to go to this bridge down to Pigeon Cay Historic District. I'm not sure what that is. That's just where this ends. And I was trying to look for Fred the tree, but it's on another part of the bridge that I guess you can't get to. At least I can't get to it from here. So I looked on the map, and it looks like it's kind of in a secluded section of the bridge. And I guess Fred the tree's like it's a tree that grows in the middle of this bridge here. And I'm not sure, you know, the story behind it or whatever, but I want to check that out because that looks pretty interesting. But I'm going to go down to the end of here and see what this Pigeon District thing is. It looks like a park or something, so that would be cool. I'll be going over that bridge tomorrow to Bahia Honda State Park. Today's my last day at, well, tonight's my last day at Curry Hammock. And then tomorrow I'm going to Bahia Honda for 2 nights, and then I'll be going into Key West. It says follow me to Pigeon Cay. Pigeon Cay Express just went by. That's where I'm going, but I gotta walk it. And it says Pigeon Cay on Google Maps, and it says Pigeon Cay on that vehicle there. So I'm not sure which one's right. I'd say Pigeon Cay, and somebody just misspelled it on Google Maps. But that's where I'm heading. It must be pretty cool if they got a tour thing, bus thing, bringing people out here. It must be a nice spot. Pigeon Cay now, and it looks like it's just the houses that people live out here. But the only way out here is this bike trailer or boat, so they must just take their boats out to their house. It looks just like a neighborhood to me. Here comes that vehicle again that was transporting those people out here. So I don't know if I can go down there and look around or not. It looks like it's just people's property. It says it's in a historical district, and I looked online and it says it's like a Florida park or something. They had a website. Some pretty cool trees down there. I also just noticed these rails here are railroad tracks, so they must have had a railroad right here. They just tore it up and repurposed it for the rail, and then built this walkway. I don't know, it's like $15 to go to look at this, but I'm not going to pay $15 just to walk around. Like I said, from here, it's just a bunch of houses, probably got some historical significance. It's pretty neat though. It's nice to take care of, and cool plants and trees and stuff. Here's the sign that tells about it, the Pigeon Cay. It's got a museum, gift shop, snacks, snorkeling, swimming. Okay, so here, this is what I was seeing on the map. I see how that's the bridge is broken right there. And I think Fred the tree is out there on that part you can't get to. That's what I was saying. It was isolated from everything else. I'm not even sure how you get there to see the tree. But you can't stop in the middle of the highway up there on the bridge, and it would be over on this side anyway. So I thought that'd be interesting to see. The tree growing in the middle of this area. I guess some seed just fell somehow and got some dirt. There's some dirt there, and it just took root somehow. I'd like to check that out and see. I guess it's a pretty big tree. I guess I'm gonna have to look it up and get some more information on it. I'm gonna head back and see what else I can get into. Here we go, over the 7 Mile Bridge. I'm going to Bahia Honda State Park and then to Key West. Fred the tree over there. I made it to Key West and I just pulled off from this side street right here to park real quick, and there's a marina down here. I want to go check these boats out. There's one of the chickens I heard about that roam around here. I didn't see anything on this street about paying or anything, so I know I can't overnight here, but I'm going back to Bahia Honda State Park anyway. There's another cool chicken, or I think this is a rooster. Look at the collars on that. There's a bigger rooster over there. I just want to come down here and check this marina out. It looked pretty cool from the road when I came in. I guess this tiki huts might be part of the bar up here. That boat's got a solar panel on top of it. That's cool. Alright, well that was just a real quick stop. I'm going to go back to my van and continue on and go down by Duval Street, find some parking down that area in Mallory Square and go check that out. I paid $56 to stay in this lot right here. This is the Mallory Square lot, and it says it closes at midnight, but my ticket says it's good for 24 hours. So to me that sounds like I can stay overnight here. I'm not going to because I got reservations at Bahia Honda, but it's kind of conflicting information there. I'm sure it's you can stay here but you can't sleep in your vehicle. I'm sure that's what the deal is. Anyway, I got a spot there. It's kind of expensive. I found a few spots that I probably could have parked on the street, but it was a little far away, so I just paid the fee. And then check this out. I'm right here by this cruise ship. I'm about to go down here and check that out. I'm right here at Mallory Square. figure out how to get over there by that cruise ship and check that out. It says Margaritaville at Sea. I think the ship I was on was bigger than that, but this one's pretty close. This is the Key West Museum of Art and History. I'm walking through this courtyard here to get connected to this other street down here, because I hit a dead end walking down by that cruise ship. There was like a canal or something there, so I had to go around. Oh, check this tree out. This is pretty awesome. I want to go down this way. There's a state park down there, and it's like a beach and stuff, I think, but then I'm going around eventually and get to the southernmost point, the buoy, and check that out and get a picture of that. I'm on Front Street now, and I like all these vegetation and stuff that's out here. That looks pretty nice. And I think I found a route that I want to do that'll take me through that state park. I tried to look to see what it was called, but I couldn't find anything. But there's like a fort and another couple like batteries like out at the other place I went to on the Panhandle. I forgot the name of it now. And then it goes out on the beach, and then there's a trail that goes right up to that southern buoy. So that's what I'm doing now. There's a Coast Guard ship in this park, and then back over there is where I was just at. I didn't see any direct way to get over here, so I just went all the way around out there in the residential area and came in this way. Fort Zachary Taylor State Park's over this way, but I think I'm going to skip that because it looks like a long way to walk down there, and there's a storm coming here. So I'm going to head down this road behind me here and just go straight for the buoy, the southernmost point, and then I'm going to go up to Vol Street because I didn't bring any water with me either. I needed to go find somewhere to get something to eat and drink. So I'm heading that way now. It looks like actually this looks like a naval base gate behind me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go this way or not. We'll see. I got to look at my phone here and get the map. Yeah, I can't go that way. That is Naval Air Station Truman Annex. There's a gate right there. So I'm going to head down this way. That park, I think it's the Harry Truman Park's right over behind me here. And I just saw some lightning, and I can hear the thunder and stuff. So I want to get to where I could, around the restaurants where I can get shelter and stuff if I have to. Alright, I'm back on track now. I'm on Duval Street. I had to come through some residential areas to get here, but I just came straight here because I hear thunder, and I figured there's plenty of places I could duck in here and get something to eat or whatever if I had to. So I'm gonna head down to the southern buoy now, and then come back up to Wall Street and back to wherever I'm going, the parking lot or whatever I'm going next. And I'll probably just be around here checking this area out. I'm at the southernmost point right there. I'm not going to stand in line to get a picture, but there it is right there. I'm going to walk out here. Yeah, this spot's more southern by a couple hundred feet. The buoy is back there.